Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Pavitra Parekh. We have a whole host of queries to get to and we are going to talk about that in just a minute. But a quick look at the markets, which is currently around 50 points in the green. So we're, pretty much back at the levels that we had seen soon after opening. So pretty much back at that all-time high kind of level, 18,666 on the Nifty. It is the Nifty Bank where you're seeing some pressure today, but that has also recovered a huge amount from the lows. And currently it's seeing a cut of just around 0.2%. That's what's happening with the market action. But let's invite our guests on the show now. We have Astha Jain, research analyst at Hem Securities, as well as Kush Bohra, founder at kushbohra.com, joining us now to take all of your queries. Astha, Kush, thanks a lot for joining us and taking out the time for our viewers today. So we have a lot of queries to get to, and I'm just going to start off. We have Mehak Jain, who writes to us from New Delhi. She holds 50 shares of ITC bought at 200 rupees. She says she's a long-term investor and wants to know whether she should hold or sell. Since she's a long-term investor, Astha, let me come to you. ITC this year has been quite the story, after years of us saying that the stock is not doing much. This year, it's up over 50%, right? The question now is, do you think most of it is done, or is there a lot more? There's a lot that we talk about as well, right? That if they do decide to separate their businesses, we could see huge value unlocking here.
Hi, good afternoon, Pavitra. Yes, you are absolutely right in speaking that, yes, if they really hive off their segment, some of the segment, then we can see a strong set of value unlocking. Apart from that, whatever results they have posted, it was a very strong set of numbers. Across the segments, they have delivered the growth, whether I talk about their cigarette division or I talk about their paper, packaging, hotel division, so and FMCG also. So they have posted strong side of a number, and the company is continuously witnessing strong consumer demand as well as the wedding season is going on. So the strong demand can be seen in their hotel business also. So all in all, I think company will going to continue benefit from whatever is happening around the country right now. And in fact, in their cigarette division also, due to the stable taxation policy and the new product launches, I think the company will continue to see strong set of numbers going ahead. So I think from here also we can see some sort of upside in the price. So I would like to recommend her to hold the stock. From here, the price targets can be set at rupees 360 or 380 at the initial level, which are further subject to upside going ahead.
Okay, 360 to 380. It is currently at 340. Let's also ask Kush what he thinks about ITC. Kush, this was flat for a long time before it just took off. What do you think about this stock now?
Sure. Since cricket fever is on, I'd say this is like the Surya Kumar performance. Came late to the party, but when it did, broke all the records. So I agree with Astha. Hold on to ITC. There isn't any structural damage technically. The mild sideways moves that we are seeing is more of a pause. And in fact, I would say, add more on decline. So this is actually a good entry level opportunity. Also, if she wants to add more, the only suggestion on ITC is, hold or add more on declines. I see levels of 400, in the coming months on ITC.
Okay, hold, and you can even add more on decline. So the call is pretty much, standard across the board from both of our guests saying that ITC is a good one for you to hold on to. The next query coming in is from Raj Malik. He calls us from New Delhi with a query, and he says he has investments in Biocon. He's actually on the line with us. Mr. Malik, good afternoon, and thank you for writing in to us. Both of our guests are on the line as well, so you can go ahead and ask your query.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the call. My question is about Biocon. Biocon bought it around 1.5 years back for 400 rupees, and I was expected to go up, but it is kind of continuing to have below 300. So just would like if I should hold it or get out of this account. Year.
I can understand, why this would make you anxious, because this year the stock has seen a cut of over 20%. But by the way, the past month has actually looked quite good for Biocon. It has once again been seeing a bit of a pickup. Kush, it's up 6% this month. Do you think that this is a trend that could continue?
And that's spot on, Pavitra. The stock has been in a medium-term downtrend, but the recent trend, last about month or so, has actually seen a bit of uptrend. However, I still see a lot of selling pressure coming in. There are a lot of resistance points, that we are, seeing in the stock. So my suggestion would be that, hold on to this one with a tight stop loss of 270. I know he's already in a loss, but hold on to this with a tight stop loss of 270. The stock could very well bounce to 320 levels if this rally continues. It may not be, at his buying price, but it'll still be a lesser of a loss than he's looking at right now. So hold with a stop loss of 270, exit around 320 levels.
Okay, so you can hold for now. The good thing is that he is a long-term investor. Mr. Malik, how long are you willing to hold on to this investment?
No, I'm perfectly fine to hold it for another couple of years, no issues.
Okay, so you can hold it for a couple of years. Astha, in that context, if he is comfortable holding on for, a while now, do you think that, this stock could see another up move?
Yes, I think the main reason why it is not performing so much on the bourses because first of all, until unless the company is not showing a strong financial performance, the markets are not ready to give it that much of upside in the stock prices, and that's why we are seeing some sort of muted performance on this counter. Going ahead, why we are positive? Because this company has laid the strong platform for the growth of the biosimilar in the insulin and oncology business. So I think that will be a key driver because now this company is tapping into the new geographies. They are coming out with the, existing, even they are launching new products and into the new areas also they are launching the products like the vaccines, and in fact they have acquired one biosimilar from the company or from their partner company also. So all in all, I think all these things are indicating that it might show some sort of improved financial performance in the future, but we need to really see that in their financial performance. So sir, you have to really keep a patience. Please continuously look after their results, whatever they are posting, and then review your strategy. For present moment of a time, it is a hold from my side. Price target can be set at around 340 to 380 level, but please review the position again and please be vigilant and track the results, because if the results will not show the improved performance, then we might see some sort of muted performance again going ahead. So for long term, it is hold, but with a caution.
Okay, long-term hold with a caution. Mr. Malik, I hope that answers your question that for now you can hold on, but do keep assessing the company's earnings as well. And the acquisition that Astha was talking about also is the Viatris acquisition. So let's see how that plays out as well for the company. But with that, it's on to our next query. R. Swaminathan calls us from Mumbai with a query. He has investments in Glenmark Life Sciences as well as Aurobindo Pharma. So clearly, it's a lot about the pharma names today. Mr. Swaminathan, good afternoon. Thank you very much for writing in to us. I know that you have queries on both Glenmark Life Sciences as well as Aurobindo Pharma, and these stocks have seen a bit of a cut. But take us through what your question is.
Yeah, I have this. Hi, good afternoon to all of you. I have this Glenmark Life Sciences. I bought 35 shares at 704.
Okay.
And Aurobindo Pharma 70 shares at 705. Okay. I just want to know what do I do with this, because they are all not coming up to the expectations, and whether to hold or to book the losses.
All right, let's toss it straight away to our guests, and they could guide you on how you should approach both of these investments. Astha, some more from the pharma pack, and the losses pretty much have been for most of them around 30% down this year. For Glenmark Life, Aurobindo, you've seen an even steeper cut. Do you think if he holds on for a longer time, he could recover these losses?
First of all, for Glenmark, I think he should partially exit from the current position. Why? Because see, this stock has not able to perform strong numbers. They have not able to give the strong numbers in their financials. Why? Because their sales were lower to the parent company Glenmark Pharma. Plus, they have some cost issues also because they are commissioning the new facility in the Dahej. So due to that also we are seeing some sort of cost escalation. So I think in the near term, we will continue to see some sort of muted performance on the financial front in this counter. So it's better to exit partially and to buy Cipla. I think in case if he is ready to buy something in the same sector, then Cipla is a better buy for the price target of 1260 at the initial level. So I would like to suggest that in case of if he's ready to book losses, then please partially exit from Glenmark and buy Cipla at the current level. Talking about Oro Pharma is also not able to perform strongly on the financial front. The reason being the same increase in the cost as well as the lower US sales. But going ahead, they are done certain investments which will going to reflect from FY24 onwards. So I think we should give a benefit of doubt to the Oro Pharma on that regard, and that's why I would like him to hold Oro Pharma. But for the Glenmark Life, it's a partial exit and buy Cipla at the current levels.
All right, that is very helpful. Astha, thanks for taking us through that query. Kush, coming to you on this, something like an Oro Pharma, you know, it had crossed 1,000 rupees as well. It went all the way to 1,020, I think. It's down to around 400. What would you do in a name like this?
Well, the very clear-cut answer in both of them is actually just to switch. I mean, if he is very inclined towards, the pharma space only, because, both these stocks, belong to that space, then I would partly agree with Astha. Cipla is one stock, the other is, Sun Pharma. Both the stocks have been doing fairly well and look like they will continue to. If he can switch, if he's open to that, he should look at the sectors that are doing well and are expected to do well in the coming times, which is more like the railway stocks and the financials also. So a switch from both the stocks, in the pharma space, Cipla and Sun Pharma, and if he's open to switching to other sectors, then railways and finance.
All right, so within the pharma space, if you do want to shift, maybe Cipla and Sun Pharma are better picks, but of course you could always look outside the pharma basket as well. I hope that helps you, Mr. Swaminathan, with all of your investments that you just, came to us with. The next query is from Jay Krishnan. He writes to us from Vatarkara in Kerala. He holds 10 shares of Bajaj Finance, bought at 7,194, and he also has 10 shares of Tube Investments, which he bought at 2,635. He's saying that he's a medium-term investor and wants to know whether he should hold or sell. Kush, let me come to you on this. Bajaj Finance and Tube Investments, what do you think?
Sure. See, something like a Bajaj Finance is an evergreen stock. I know it's been in a bit of a downtrend, off late, sideways movement and, cracked a little. But, these are stocks that if you are a medium term or a long term investor, you'd probably look at, all the dips as a buying opportunity. So I would suggest hold on to, Bajaj Finance. In fact, this is one stock that, we dare say, you can even average. So hold on to Bajaj Finance. You can also, as I said, look to, add a few. However, a very tight stop loss would be at around 6,500 levels. If it does go to those levels, then you'd probably be, wanting to exit out of this. I do see the stock moving up to 7,200 levels, which is his buying price, and even above that, to 7,600 levels. But that will probably require some time. As far as Tube Investments goes, the stock is doing, fairly well. I wouldn't, move out of it. He's in a bit of a profit right now. So the best strategy to play this would be to have the trailing stop loss at his buying price. The stock could very well move to 2,950 levels. So, hold on to Tube Investments with your buying price as the stop loss.
All right, got it. Let's also ask Astha on both of these. Astha, do you also think that Bajaj Finance is an evergreen stock and that, you should hold on to it? And of course, also take us through your call on Tube Investments, because this stock has already rallied a lot.
Yes, even I recommend hold for both the counters. Talking about Bajaj Finance, yes, it's a hold. Price target can be somewhere at around 7,500 at the initial levels. So for Bajaj Finance, I'm in a good set of numbers, strong growth in the AUM of around 29%. GNPA and NPA ratios have shown strong numbers, because at the GNPA was around at 1.17 and NNPA was at around 0.4, if I'm not wrong with the numbers. So I think all in all, decent set of numbers posted by this counter, and we have seen a strong customer addition also that will be going to perform in the future. So all in all, Bajaj Finance is a hold. 7,500 can be the price target. Talking about Tube Investments, again, decent set of numbers posted by this counter, and in fact, company was able to show strong revenue growth on the basis of market share gain, as well as they have passed through the commodity also. So they have passed the cost through the commodity also. So all in all, it's looking good. And going ahead, also Tube Investments is looking good, because they have a set of strategy where they have a complete focus on the EV. In fact, they are working to enter into the two-wheeler space also. They have already entered into three-wheeler tractors and the commercial vehicles. So I think, again, all these things will help the company to grow from here. So Tube Investment is again a hold. 2,950 can be set as a price target for the same.
All right, so hold on both of these, Tube Investments as well as Bajaj Finance. Astha, Kush, I request you to please hold on for just 2 minutes, because we have to take a quick commercial break. But we're going to be back in 2, and we have lots more queries lined up on the other side. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Your Stocks, and we still have with us Astha Jain as well as Kush Bohra. And the next query which comes in is from PC Achaya, who calls us from Bangalore with a query. He says he has investments in Zydus Life Sciences. By the way, this is the company formerly known as Cadila Health. So, sir, if you can hear me, please do go ahead with your query.
Yeah. Good afternoon. I have 500 shares of Zydus Life Sciences, bought at about 500 rupees about 1.5 years back.
Okay.
What's the outlook for this share? I'm basically a long-term investor, but I'd like to know the outlook from you.
Okay, so you bought it at 500. The stock is currently at around 410. So let's ask all of our guests, what do they think? How long are you willing to hold these, if I can ask?
I would want your suggestion for this.
Okay. Astha, coming to you, we're back to Pharma. Zydus Life, he did get in at a pretty high price, around 500. The stock is closer to 410. Also take him through, if he holds up for a longer period of time, do you think we could see a good recovery in this one?
Maybe not a good recovery, but definitely I think he can see his cost price again, because from here, first of all, the initial price targets are at around 480, 485 odd levels. So for Zydus Life Sciences, they have a strong set of existing as well as the pipeline products in the US. So that is working well for the company. In fact, in their Indian formulation businesses also, they have seen the strong gain in the market share because of the improvement in their key therapies. So I think that is also a positive factor for this company. And in fact, in their consumer wellness business also, we can see some sort of strong numbers going ahead in their profitability because some sort of price action has been taken by the company, as well as we have seen a good demand from the rural areas also. So that segment is again expecting to perform well going ahead. But this can be a slow mover. So I think 485 or 500, which is his cost price, can be seen in the longer time frame. So he can hold this position at present moment of the time.
All right, hold on to Zydus for a bit. Kush, what do you think of Zydus? It is down around 15% this year, and he bought it closer to 500. What do you think of the stock?
Fairly similar to what Astha said. It's a very sluggish, very slow-moving stock. I mean, if I look at the entire year's chart, even though the stock has made higher highs and higher lows, it still doesn't seem like it's given positive returns. So he'll have to hold on to this for some time. The good thing is that the stock is in an uptrend from about mid-year onwards or the first quarter of this year. So the levels that I see on this is 450, where the stock could face resistance, see some more selling pressure. That's a level where he could exit. But otherwise it'll take some time for 500, which is buying price, to to be hit anytime soon.
Okay, what is the target that you have on this one?
450.
450. Okay. I hope that helps you, Mr. Achaya, on your query on Zydus Life. But the next query that we have comes in from Udayan Roy, who writes to us from Kolkata. He holds 100 shares of Anupam Rasayan at 745, and he also has 100 shares of Concor at 765. He's saying he's a long-term investor and wants to know whether he should hold or not. Long-term investor, Astha, what do you think of this stock? Anupam Rasayan is down around 30% this year, so this one is clearly not done well. But Concor, meanwhile, has done really well.
Yes, but if I talk about Anupam Rasayan, if we, see what the management is saying nowadays, so they are saying that they are benefiting not only from the China Plus One strategy, but also from Europe Plus One strategy, because they have signed 2 contracts with one of the European crop protection company recently. So in the space of this life sciences specialty chemical. So again, whatever they are signing, I think from Q3 FY 2023 onwards, we will start seeing some sort of results of that. So that is creating some sort of optimism in the stock price, and that's why I recommend to hold the stock. Price target can be at around 820 to 840 at the initial level. Talking about Concor, although if I talk about Concor, the results were below estimates, so they have missed the estimates because of the higher proportion of the domestic business, as well as due to this empty running cost. But going ahead, I think the company's focus is on increasing the volume, as well as whatever we are seeing, that this DFC, dedicated freight corridor, which has been progressively rolled out, I think that will also help the company going ahead. So Concord is a hold from my side. Here the price target can be again 825 to 830 level.
All right, got it. I'm very quickly going to toss this one to Kush as well. Kush, if you can take us through your call on both Anupam Rasayan as well as Concor. What do you think of these?
Sure. Anupam Rasayan, bit of a downtrend, but it's very close to its medium-term support zones of 700. So for me, a very tight stop loss would be at around 700. If it does hold on to these levels and does bounce back from here, then 800 is what the stock could run up to. And secondly, as far as Concor goes, well, the stock has been doing well. We've seen buying at lower levels coming in. So I would suggest hold on to this one as well with a stop loss of 745. The target here would be 830.
All right, got it. Kush as well as Astha, thank you very much for joining us today and taking out the time to answer all of these viewer queries that have come in. But on that note, we're going to wind down on this edition of Your Stocks. Remember, you can always email us your queries and we will keep taking them up with our experts. Stay tuned. Closing bell comes up next for the last hour of trade.